Do I evaluate content or language, or both? This has been a question when using CLIL, but although the content of this course has been taken from CLIL, it is not a central question for using English as a medium of instruction. The big difference between the latter and the former is that CLIL has as one of its main objectives the development of language as well as content. In this course, we have focused on the CLIL approach that focuses on language as a strategy to help students use the language as well. Classes evaluate content differently. Some ask to retrieve factual information, others measure general understanding, or require students to apply content into different and new situations. It is clear that we want to assess our students' understanding of the content we teach. This evaluation will be determined by the learning outcome. The language proficiency our students have can also help us determine the kind of assessment we can use to evaluate content. These are some examples of assessment that require limited language production. Label a diagram, match answers, multiple choice questions, and completing a table. Most of these activities focus on the evaluation of lower order thinking skills, which include recalling, identifying, listing. Do you remember Bloom's taxonomy? But within these activities, we can also assess higher order thinking skills. Look at this example taken from an intercultural communication class in UPAEP. Here we can see a question. The question says, what concept does each situation refer to? We have 6 options. In the answers, there are 6 different situations, and more than describing the concept itself, it describes a situation where the concept can be applied. We can see that students need a deeper understanding of the theory in order to apply it. This is a good example you can use to evaluate a higher order thinking skill with limited language production on students' behalf. Activities that require more language production can be fill in the blanks, complete the sentences, and all kinds of open-ended questions. Remember the starters we talked about in the previous video? You can decide how much memorization or understanding is required to answer these questions or any other task. You can provide students with option boxes so they focus on the content and not the spelling of words, for example. So, what should we evaluate in terms of language? Focus on the communication of ideas and concepts in an effective way and the use of key terminology. Are these being used accurately? This is something you also focus on when teaching in your first language. Many learning outcomes include language that clearly implicate the use of language in the evaluation, such as define, describe, explain, summarize, express, and criticize. In the following activity, consider the types of language students need to complete tasks such as these.